Hello again from Bournemouth, where John Virgo's pitting his experience against the young player of the year, Alan McManus. They've never played each other before, incidentally. Well, McManus made the early running to take the first frame with a break of 57. Into frame 2 now. Virgo to play, snookered on the reds.
Foul.
I think the ref will have to call a miss there. Well, the fact that the white's gone in the pocket, Alan McManus won't bother with that because the red is now on to the left corner pocket.
Alan McManus. One.
If he's straight on the green, he should be okay. He can screw this back with reverse side. He'd be putting right-hand side on the cue ball, and when it hits the cushion, it will shoot off to the left, up the table. In fact, maybe he's got an angle to run it through.
Four. Five.
I suppose getting the wrong side of the blue is something that we see more than just about anything else when it comes to playing snooker, even at professional level. So important to get the other side so that you can knock the blue in and safely come down towards the reds. In this case, he's not done so bad. He's used the baulk cushion.
$11. Right, yeah.
Just having the white ball cleaned. This is a difficult looking black. We won't call it a difficult pot, but it's a nasty little shot. So that hurdle's overcome, and nicely on a couple of reds.
18.
If the black goes into the corner, he should be away because he's got a straight red into the opposite right pocket.
$19. $25. $26. 33. $34. $34. Alan McManus.
Well, missed that relatively easy black, but he's been very fortunate because he didn't get position, or he certainly didn't get good position. And John left with an awkward little pot here. Not only is it a tricky little pot, he's got to use the extension and the rest, so not that easy. Straight in the middle. And I think he can get past the red for the black. You may have to use the spider, but at least he can pot the black. So he's having a variety now. He's had the extension, now the spider. I wonder what he's going to use for his next shot.
Well, he'll be annoyed at that. It was he was having trouble cueing the white, as you could see, but he really shouldn't have missed the black.
Seemed to jump a bit there, Mark. Now, whether he got a kick on that, a bad contact, it just seemed to go offline. John can't quite understand it.
One.
McManus has knocked in a good red, and he's absolutely plumb on this blue. Just a slight angle. And things getting pretty serious now for John Virgo, who's, what, 34 points behind. The young Scotsman needs to make another 15, 20 points from this leave, and he should be 2 frames up. Got every chance.
7.
Reverse side, carrying the white ball once again, just into a perfect position. On the correct side of the blue.
$12. $12. Alan McManus.
So Alan McManus did not make that into a frame-winning break. There are still 4 reds left on the table, and he's got a lead of 40. John Virgo hasn't really done anything right yet in this match. albeit it's still only in the early stages. And that's another bad error. Wild attempt at the red. It wasn't easy, but he thought he'd have a go. Scores being as they are, but surely he's done it now, because here's a couple of reds into this corner. McManus needs to see a couple of reds away.
One.
Seemed a hard way to make 6 points, but what a fabulous blue he knocked in.
Seven.
So, a few snookers required now
12.
by John Virgo, so he's not had a very good start. He's going 2 down.
13.
Pink into the middle. A little screw back for the red.
19. 20. Foul. 20. Alan McManus. 4. John Virgo.
So that doesn't
Alan
really
McManus.
matter. He's so far in front. John Virgo has conceded. Young Alan McManus takes frame number 2, and he's 2 frames in the lead.
Yeah, John Virgo was looking good until he missed that black, but now he's 2 down and chasing the game. Frame 3 is coming up.
The third frame, John Virgo to break.
So John has got the third frame underway, and not a bad break off this time. Now, the good break-off that John Virgo made there caused Alan McManus to make the mistake.
One.
Now, can John Virgo settle down and knock in a nice break here? The balls are certainly positioned well. So it's just a matter of getting his rhythm going and getting a little bit of confidence amongst the balls.
Eight. Nine. 16.
So at last a chance to knock a few balls in and free up, get the QR moving.
17.
One of the game's senior players, he'll be 46 in April, John Virgo. And his best run was in the late 70s. And I think it was the semi-finals of the World Championship
22.
year for John Virgo then. Knocked out in the semis by my colleague in the box here, Dennis Taylor. And shortly after that, probably about 5 to 6 months, he played in the UK Championship and won it. That was 1979. This man is a battler, and he's been a great player.
Yeah, and just to follow that up,
23.
Mark, an interesting point. His opponent here, Alan McManus, was only 7 years of age in 1979, so he probably doesn't realize just how good a player he is playing.
$30. 31.
Of course, a few years have gone by since then, and I suppose that inevitably, John, like anybody else, just begins to suffer a little bit in certain departments. But he had to play well to beat Neil Foulds 5-3
38.
in the previous round, and of course he had a tough one against Bill Oliver from Plymouth in the previous round, coming out the 5-4 winner. So it's the first one to 5.
Could you move away, sir, please? Okay. Wherever.
John just waiting while spectator takes his seat. I hope it's not Alan McManus's relation. I don't think it is. No, he probably just had to take a little break.
$46. 46. John Virgo.
46. Very good. That's a lot better. And I don't think he's left a red on. Good result there. And not only is he apparently snookered, but he's knocked the black safe. And when you've got a 46-point lead, it's not such bad news for one if you're in front. Bad news for the one behind, who needs to catch up, needs the capital colours available. Now, how's Alan McManus going to get out of this little spot of trouble? Now that is, we're just showing you a diagram from the overhead camera there of the route that he could take. This isn't done by a computer, incidentally. This is all done by commentator's hand and brain, and we can go wrong. It doesn't have to go this way. Seems the one that springs to mind, obviously, but may go across the table. Hasn't decided yet. So he chose the other way, and that was the way that could possibly have left a red on, and so be it.
One. Six. Six.
What a dreadful
John
ball
Virgo.
to miss that was by John Virgo, with the frame just absolutely waiting to be taken. Not only has he missed the red, Alan McManus now has a wonderful chance to do something about this 52-point deficit.
He's worried about taking the red into the middle pocket and Ian off to the corner pocket. That's why he's changed his mind.
One.
And this needs a good shot, the pink into the middle pocket. It's not quite as easy as it looks because the cue ball's nearer the pocket there and a little bit awkward to make a good bridge hand. You probably have to hold on to the pocket there, the corner of the pocket. You've got to be so precise with your cue action. It's just almost straight there, and you've got to deliver the cue in a straight line. And believe me, that's one of the most difficult things to do in the game. In fact, he's refusing the pot, which is quite surprising because he's 52 behind. And that's the time that you would take the risk.
One. Alan McManus.
And it'll be interesting to see if he does, in fact, get another opportunity to get back into this frame.
Taking his time on this one, he can't see a clear path back to balk. The red below the pink gives him the chance. He may even have a go at the pot, but he could cannon into the red by the middle pocket. Well, hit another red, but I think he's left a possible cut into the middle pocket there. Doesn't matter too much about John Virgo wanting to get onto a colour. He wants to see the reds down. Remember that every red that goes down is a potential 8 points to his opponent,
One.
who now trails by 52 points.
Yellow. One. John Virgo.
Another sticky position for Alan McManus to play from. And I think that's 2 nasty shots he's had to take on since he refused the straight pink into the middle pocket, surprisingly, a few moments ago.
Foul. 4. John Virgo. One. Six.
Well, look. Is he taking this pot on to the right corner pocket? Quite a thin one.
6. John Virgo.
I thought he might went the other way, played the safety shot and knocked the red into the pink, and he could have knocked the pink safe, and if it had have went into a safe position with the black there, there would certainly have been very little chance for Alan McManus to have it go to get back in this frame.
One. Seven.
Not taking the pot on, he's going to try and free the black.
Seven. Alan McManus.
.55 the difference, and as you can see there, possible 59 points left on the table. Black a little bit hampered again. I'm just doing a quick calculation. If Alan McManus did get in and got 4 reds and 4 pinks, and all the colours. And that would total 55 points. And that's what he's behind at the moment.
One.
So what a tall order. It would be 3 pinks, 1 black, all the colours to win by 1 point. Sounds easy when you say it, doesn't it?
Seven.
I think he's given himself a choice of both reds here. The one nearest the black could get him onto it. But he may just concentrate on another pink. But he knows in his mind that he'll need a black somewhere along the line.
Eight.
Well, he's hoping that the black will pot into the right-hand corner past the red.
15.
And this is going to be a tough shot. It would be easy to roll the red in there, but he's got to get out onto the black, so he'll have to force it. And as we keep saying about the pockets being tight, it makes it a very difficult shot to force the red in. And in fact, I don't think the black will go in the other corner pocket. Oh, and that was a great shot.
16.
And what a clearance this would be if he could pinch this frame.
$23.
Yeah, what John Virgo there so badly needs this frame to stay in the match.
24.
I was going to say, well, absolute tremendous composure this young 20-year-old is showing in this attempted clearance. It will be a tremendous feat if he can steal the frame from the deficit he had. And he's in a pretty good position to do just that.
$31.
Now, it all just depends here on the angle he's got on the yellow. He would like to be able to pot the yellow and place the white somewhere near the sort of green spot there, just to knock the green in the middle and leave himself nicely on the brown, but not quite sure. He has a slight angle, I think, on the yellow, so may be able to get over there. Has he hit it hard enough? That's absolutely
33.
spot on. And all John can do is just sit there and pray that Alan makes a mistake.
$36. 40. $45.
Well, this is tremendous stuff
51.
from Alan McManus. You'd think he'd been around in the game for donkey's years. Terrific composure. Blacks, pinks, blues, browns, greens, yellows. And this is the one he wants. And in it goes, and Alan McManus takes the third frame and now leads 3 frames to 0.
Wow, what a devastating blow for John Virgo, but terrific performance from the young player. Right, we're going to pick it up now in the next frame. It's John to play. He's behind once again, this time by 22 points.
He may be able to get past the pink, and he could snick this one in, you know.
One.
Well, that was one out of the blue. Certainly never suspected he was going for that pot. But it puts him right back in to this 4th frame. Very vital frame.
7.
Sit down at the interval, 4-0 down. And the cup of tea tends to taste a little bit sour.
8.
After this blue goes in, there'll be just 9 points in it, and all of the colours are in a nice position. There was a possible scenario for JV, as he is
13.
affectionately known amongst his colleagues, is to leave the last red on. And if he's going for this pot, it really is a little nasty.
$13. John Virgo.
Has got away with it. I don't think he's left the pot on. But it's a good opportunity to play an effective safety shot. And he did go for it.
1.
A lot easier than it looked from here. So now he's clear favourite. Nicely on the blue. The yellow next door to the blue. Shouldn't have any problems getting onto that.
Now Alan just needing the yellow, the green and the brown to virtually put himself 4-0 in front. Oh, when he was rather fortunate.
8.
John was about to get up out of his chair. It was just a pace. It hit both knuckles and dropped in that time. Any harder, there's no way that would have went in.
11.
But he needs the rest. He's overran that a little bit, but shouldn't be any problem. This is the one he wants to clinch the frame.
Safely in. So now 24 points in front, and John Virgo needing 2 snookers on the blue or 1 on the pink. Just a tie on the pink. And the young Scot in a rather
15.
unassailable
Alan
position in
McManus.
this match. Looks very much as though he's going into the interval 4-0 up. Just a little bit too hard, and just a formality now, I'm sure.
5. All right. And the frame, Alan
In
McManus.
goes the blue. The frame has been conceded, so Alan McManus goes into a 4 frames to 0 lead.
15-minute interval, ladies and gentlemen. 15 minutes.
Yes, John Virgo in desperate trouble, and about 20 minutes later it looked even worse as we move in now to the 5th frame. There's just 1 red remaining, John already needing a snooker, and it's looking like an unhappy conclusion to a really wretched afternoon for him.
6. Frame in the match, Alan McManus.
So John Virgo
Thank you, John.
concedes, and a very, very good win for Alan McManus, beating John Virgo 5 frames to 0.
Yeah, absolute whitewash there for Alan McManus. Well done, well
Thanks.
played. That frame 3 was crucial, wasn't it?
That's right. I played a couple of fouls, which made him, I think, it was about 55 in front with 59 on. So the black was tied up and had 3 points to play with to win the frame. But I got them into a good position, potted a couple of good balls along the cushion, and a nice clearance to follow in the colours. So yeah, it was a big frame.
That's when you earn your money, isn't it? Keeping your cool in a situation like that.
That's right. It's very important. You'll not win tournaments unless you win frames from behind like that. And it's a big frame, obviously 3-0 or 2-1. So yeah.
It also ran for you at times. Or was that yellow? Was it in the 4th frame we just seen?
That's right. The yellow. I potted a good red, a good initial red, and a good blue with the rest. And I've just hit the yellow, and it's sort of hit the left knuckle and went in.
8.
But you know.
That's enough for Jim Meadowcroft to demoralise anyone, I would have thought.
Yeah, well, we did see the pictures where John Virgo was halfway out of his chair. He couldn't believe that the yellow ball had gone in. It only went in because of the speed, Alan. You would agree with that, I'm sure.
Yeah.
How do you think John played overall?
Well, he said on the interview at the beginning of the show that he'd been practicing for the past 6 months, but it depended very much on the day and the form, and he'll be very disappointed, I would think, with his form today.
Do you feel his head dropped?
I think the 3rd frame was a killer, really, because that's the one that he should have won. He missed a simple red when he was perfect on the pink, and of course, gritty Alan McManus fought his way back and pinched it.
Now, you got this title of Young Player of the Year, Alan. Do you feel you've got to live up to that?
No, I don't think so. I've had a good first season and a good start to this season. But myself and Ken Doherty, you know, I've done really well. So we're both left in this tournament, and Ken's got a tough match next as well. But
So have you. Steve Davis
yeah.
in the quarter-final, what does that mean to you?
Well, I've never played him, and I think ever since the age of about 13, I've wanted to play him. So Wednesday is the day, and I'm just going to go out and give it my best. I feel confident and I'm playing really well, so I've got good prospects for it.
Oh, that's a brilliant moment for you, most exciting time of your career, I think.
Yeah.
Well done, Alan. Thanks for
Thanks.
joining us. Thank you, Jim. And we'll be back later this evening on ITV, Mike Hallett against Terry Griffiths. See you then. Bye.